What's good, everybody? My name is Sil. We're back playing Slay the Spire. Let's play a Defect run. Why not, right? Haven't played the Defect in a hot minute. Yay. Let's take the curse for the peace pipe. Let's just toke at bonfires, eh? We should go this way and try to make that early shop, like... Oh, this fucking sucks. Look at this hand. Yeah, there it is. Called it. Jeez, what a shitty opening hand, my dudes. That was fucking rough. Get out of here, you weird cultist. Let's take a darkness. I'm really coming on to, like, dark meta, man. I really like the darkness orbs. I feel they're very strong. He's dead. We actually didn't need to block there. I'll take a strength potion. This all kind of sucks. I guess I'll take hologram. Even if that all kind of sucked. We're getting real low, like, way too quick. Which is a bit of an issue. But I guess we're still killing shit. I'll take a turbo. If I had a way to make that energy pass over to the next turn, I totally would have done that. And he's dead. That was not a bad fight. I actually handled that pretty well. Let's pick the sweeping beam. So we went this way to try and get enough money to make the shop value happen. And I guess we'll pick up chaos and static. Wait, was he selling like a useful potion? Yeah, let's take the skill potion. It could help us with this elite, right? So. I think you do drink this. I think you do this, and then this, and pass. The problem with this fight is that if our damage is coming from the lightning and I don't have the lock-on attack, we're kind of fucked, you know? I think we should drink the skill potion. Let's pick up a leap. It'll let us mostly block all this damage. So we take the static discharge, beam, turbo, strike, defend. We're still going to get hit, but we're going to charge lightning out of it. And now if we get dual casts, we just start killing things. Right, now if we manage to pick up our dual cast, just 2 of them die. Actually, they all die. There we go. That was a good turn. Thread of Needle's really good. Oh, these are really shitty. We'll take auto shields. It'll make Thread of Needle a little bit better. Let's get the Darkness Plus. The Darkness 2. I didn't hate the Darkness 2. It was an interesting game. It had a lot of cool stuff going on with it. We'll turbo this up. We want to get these boys low. Alrighty. Do I have a 0 cost card in here? I do. I have turbo. Lets me full block. That's actually good. Chaos Zap 18. There we go. We'll take another static discharge. Because getting hit and ah, shit, that wasn't better. I made a bet, didn't pay out. I think we pass. We're not going to wake him up yet. We want to get our orbs cooking. Alright, now we go to town. Deals 24. Did we have a turbo in here? No, just block. I think we turbo. Dual cast for sure. Sweeping beam, static, hollow. Gain as much block as possible. And I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yep. Good fight. Bronze Scales, another really good one. Oh, defrag. We still took a ton of damage, though, because that boy's an asshole. We actually had plating there. That was my bad. I keep forgetting we have the plating. Alright, so the first thing you do is turbo, defrag, static, defend, claw. Yeah. We'll take 2, he'll take 3, but it'll let us kill him, really. So, it worked out in the end. We'll take up overclock, because that in turbo is really good. Okay, this boy can hurt us real bad. Pass. See, I fucking hate this boy. Well, we're gonna get hit real hard here. We'll take 3 less damage if we play this. He's dead when he hits me, but he has to hit me for it. Ugh. Let's pick a ball lightning. We're probably gonna die because we're really low. I mean, our deck's not bad. We just fucking got, like, shafted on by elites, like, twice in a row. Just pass. We don't need to play turbo or defend right now. Go for the strike, the sweeping beam. It's overclock, static. So, electrodynamics and static discharge are, like, amazing. The fact that our lightning strikes everything now is just so good. Especially against this boss. Cause see, we've managed to split that boy like instantly. We have the makings of a good deck. It would, of course, be infinitely better if electrodynamics was in the deck and not pulled from a random power card or something. Whatever it was that gave it to me. Let's pick a buffer. I kind of love recording right now because I have a... Shit, I just remembered I received a message on my phone that I should have answered a while ago. Fuck, I'll do that right after this run. Because, like, above my desktop... Oh, this is... They're dead. They are very, very dead. If I had to come up to create a word with how dead they are, it'd be cadaverific. I didn't make up that joke. It's a Dragon Ball Z Season 1 joke, and I just fucking love it. But yeah, as you can see, we took 7 damage. We killed 2.5 burbs. I have some D&D figures above my monitor. Basically any of the large to huge based figures that don't really fit on the smaller shelves across the room. And I just kind of love them. I was hoping to get something better. Oh, well. Don't mind if I do. Give me something better. That sucks, because it's actually going to block this partial. Yeah, I hate buffer. Intangible is so much better. Buffer just doesn't do what I want it to do. And I have the figures just sort of there to get back onto the off track that I was. I just love it. I love being able to look up and see them all, man. The figures are so cool. I wish that game never died. Not D&D, of course, because D&D certainly hasn't died. In fact, it's probably never been more popular. From my understanding of the way things are right now. But the actual D&D minigame did go away. The company used to have a miniature game which was played like a tactics RPG kind of deal on a grid. And it just doesn't exist anymore. Which sucks because I really, really loved it. We're probably gonna die. If I'm being 100% honest. Oh, we're probably gonna die here. Overclock, turbo, dual cast, static. But yeah, and the game was fun. Like, nah, we should play Defrag first. The game was just a good goddamn time, you know? I used to play it a lot. We'd actually have drafts. Could you imagine that? Like, drafting a miniature game instead of drafting, like, a card game? This wasn't like... It's not like Magic the Gathering where everyone shows up. Oh, shit. I thought that was a weekend potion, not a Vuln potion. My bad. It's not like a Magic the Gathering draft, right, where everyone shows up and they're like, okay, we're all going to buy 5 packs of cards. It's going to be $12. You open a pack, take 1 card, pass the pack to the next person. And you just build your deck that way, right? It's not like that. A miniature draft is like, all right, everybody, we're going to crack open these boxes of figures that cost $30 each. We're going to crack enough open for everyone to get, you know, an army out of. I think we're just dead here. Yeah, we're dead. Oh, we had the reptile. But we no longer have that contingency, which sucks. And, yeah, man, I remember that we used to draft that. That's so mind-boggling to me now. Because that's, like, fucking... like, it's crazy when you think about it, right? Like, 12 people getting around buying these massive boxes of figures and going, all right, take one figure, pass the box on to the next person, and try and build a list. Wait, is that how we did that? You know what? I don't think that's how we did that. I think what we actually did was, you bought, you bought yourself, like, 2 or 3 big boxes, and, you just had to build a list with whatever you got that was as legal as you could make it, basically. Yeah, I don't think you actually did like the magic draft thing where you pass the box around. Because I distinctly remember I opened 2 boxes. I actually had like a decent draft. I ended up pulling 2 Yuntai abominations. Now you might be saying, Sil, the fuck is a Yuntai abomination? Well, a Yuntai abomination. We're gonna do that just for the channel 2 lightning, if I'm being honest. So the Yuntai are a snake people race. They're like monstrous humanoids. D&D refers to them as. They are a licensed D&D property, so other games that like have snake people in them don't get to call them Yuntai because that's like an official property that Wizards of the Coast owns. So like Pathfinder has like snake people, but not like, they don't call them by the same name. Because they can't. Because, you know, Wizard of the Coast owns the name. And I love Yuntai. I ever since I was a kid, I've enjoyed those characters. I thought their designs were really cool. But I mean, I'm also like scaly trash, so whatever. This actually fucking sucks. That's not a bonfire right before me. No, it's an elite. We'll take the curse. And, this boy again. He hits so hard. Can I get a turbo out of this? Nope. Alright. Sweet beam. Turbo. Sweet beam. Turbo. Fuck a duck. Alright, we're gonna get hit real hard here. But where was I? Oh, yes, the Yuntai. So, in the draft... Sorry, I just fucking mind-flooded myself. So, in the draft, I ended up drafting... 2 Yuntai abominations. And you're probably just like... Yeah? What does that mean? The Yuntai abomination, at least back then, was a pretty rare card... Or pretty rare figure. And the abomination, when I say abomination, I mean it's like, instead of looking like a person who has snake-like features, it's like a massive, giant, almost giant-sized, like, snake-person hybrid, where it's like snake going down the tail, like a snaky tail with like a humanoid torso, and it has a very snakish head and this huge scimitar. A really badass shit, if we're being honest. I adore their design. But they were really good. Like, they had really decent stats. Their points for, like, the limitations of you building your army were, like, not that bad. Which was good, because, you know, you don't want to flood your army too much with too many just individual big boys, right? You don't want to do that, because then, you know, you might get punished super hard if someone gets something that's just going to counter them really hard. I think this is totally worth it not to take 22 damage. So, yeah, that's sort of like where you were with them. And they had a bite attack, so they had, like, 2 sword attacks and a bite in a turn. And they had a really good modifier to hit for really good magic damage. So, like, all of this is like, shit, this all sounds real good. And on top of that, they had a bite as their last attack. So it was sword slash bite. Because snake. And they, let's do this first. We'll do that just for the defend. And the snake and the bite had a poison attached to it, and the poison was actually just like really good. Like it had a really good. They call it a DC, which basically means like if you're trying to not get poisoned. Like so, when something hits you in D&D, like a poison or something, you normally have to roll to see if your character resists the poison, right? You have to roll to see if your character can resist being poisoned or overcome this mind control effect. And the DC for his poison was like pretty good. Like there was a good chance that whoever you were going up against was going to fail it and get poisoned, which is what you want if you're biting someone and you're poisonous, right? You want them to be poisoned. From my understanding, I fucked that all up. Oh, if we die because of it, I totally deserve it. Fuck. Oh, that was real bad. I should have played the hologram first. We need to block because she's just hitting for 36 again for some goddamn reason instead of summoning new minions. Jesus. She's murdered, but still, it was tight. Yeah, they were just really good, and I pulled 2 of them, and they were also fairly rare. I was the only person to get one. I think we'll take the Busted Crown. Our deck's good enough that I don't really need too many options to add into it. And our relics are actually, like, really good. So, like, I don't remember doing well in the event, and you might say, well, if you drafted these really good figures, these really good monsters, why didn't you do well? I was fucking 12 or 14 or something. Like, I just didn't understand how to play the game competitively. And I've noticed this about myself a lot over what it has amounted to being my childhood and the rest of my life. I just don't. When I was younger, I didn't really know how to play a lot of games strategically, and that makes, you know, fucking sense. I was a kid. It makes sense that a kid probably won't be able to play a game on the same level as a 27-year-old or a 40-year-old because he's just a fucking kid, right? He doesn't have the same sort of mental capacity. I honestly don't think most 12-year-olds could compete with a 40-year-old who's been playing a game of that nature all of his fucking life. And I think that's perfectly fair, and it would be wrong to expect someone that age to sort of be able to match someone, right? That would be a weird matchup. Not that it didn't happen, because, I mean, I still paid money to enter a tournament that other people are in. I don't just get a pass because I'm a kid, right? I don't get to just free win because, this cute kid wanted to play games with us. Let's fucking throw and lose. They're definitely not going to do that. And I wouldn't want them to, because then I wouldn't feel like I earned it. And I'm one of those people. Oh, man, I have such a funny story about that. Oh, funny. It's not really funny. It's just a story of my life. So for those who don't know, I had a cousin. I'm pretty sure I've told this story long ago before on the channel. But I had a cousin who was very sick. He was terminally ill since he was a small boy. He had muscular dystrophy. And you might say, Sil, you said funny story and then went right to the depressing shit. Are you okay? Do you understand what a good, like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, all right, listen, I get you, okay? His name was Sam. He died when he was about 16, I want to say. And Sam and I, we would hang out, but, like, I liked Sam. Alright, don't get me wrong. I liked the crap out of Sam. And we're very similar kids in that we like video games, we love D&D minis. We were the hang out inside and play video games all day in the basement kind of kids. We weren't, I guess we'll go outside because we're kids and kids go outside kind of kids. We just weren't that. And the big game we used to play together was Rampage and Super Smash Brothers. Yeah. I mean, it just full protects me from that attack. I mean, I don't see any reason not to do that. We used to play a shit ton of Super Smash Brothers. And, I mean, we were okay with it. And as I was saying, like, Sam's parents knew he was terminally ill since they adopted him, basically, from my understanding. So, like, it wasn't like a shock, right? And, I mean, to someone like me, as a kid, like 6 or 7 years old, in my head, I'm just like, alright, Sam's just, you know, sick. I'm sick. I have asthma. I occasionally have to go to a hospital and be in a fucking oxygen tent. I get it. I get being sick. I can respect that. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not going to think any less of Sam for that. But his parents, like, spoiled the shit rotten out of him, right? Which, you know, you have a child who is going to die and there's nothing you can fucking do to stop that. Spoil your fucking kid. Alright? Like, now that I'm an adult, I can understand that, like, their son was dying. Of course they're going to spoil their fucking kid. Alright? Like, they had so many miscarriages and failed attempts to have a child. We're almost dead. And that the fact that they adopted one who was going to die was such a... Is there a shop, like, right ahead of us? Yeah, we'll take the money. I'll take the money. Oh, we have the shovel. Since when I haven't been to a fire in a hot minute. We get a copy of a card. But yeah, as a kid, to continue the story, even though I just put myself off on a big old tangent because it's just the kind of thing I do. As a kid, it really pissed me off, right? Because, you know, if any time anything happened that Sam didn't like, Sam would just, you know, groan about it a little bit, and his family, his parents, his mother would be fucking on that, and it would be switched to being Sam's way instantly. And as a kid, I didn't understand, you know, he was dying. So this is a perfectly reasonable reaction. In my head, he's just, man, you're being a cunt. Your parents are assholes. But I mean, I still love the kid. And, but we used to play a lot of video games, particularly a lot of Smash Brothers. And towards the end of his life, Sam was in hospital care. He was at the IWK hospital in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And Sam... because of that Halifax, or because of that hospital, sorry, I keep mind flooding myself with this fucking fight. He would, The hospital had, like, consoles for sick kids, like terminally sick kids and whatnot. They had video game systems there to entertain the children. So, you know, I showed up and they're like, you know, he told them, like, oh, my cousin's coming over. Can we wheel, like, the TV and the system from the playroom to my room so me and my cousin can play Smash Brothers? And we did, right? That's what happened. We played Smash Brothers together. And at this point, like, he could barely move. He had a metal rod up his back just so he could sit up straight. Like, we were approaching terminus, right? Like, it was happening. Which is a terrible, sad thing. But, like, he was having fun. And we were playing Smash Brothers together. And we were just playing and having a good time. And, I was kind of kicking his ass. And I mean, partially because, you know, I've still been playing Smash Brothers as a lot, basically, over all the time he spent, you know, in hospital or not playing Smash Brothers. And on top of that, I mean, his motor skills just weren't the best anymore because, fuck, I mean, dude had a metal rod up his back so he could sit up straight. I mean, it's gonna fuck with you. And my mother's, like, fucking kicking me under the bed. And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop it. And I'm just playing with him, and we're talking and having a good time, and I'm handedly beating his ass. And then we went to leave, and my mom was like, you couldn't let him win? Like one? And I just looked at her and went, no? And she's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, do you think he wanted me here just so I could throw video games for him? Or do you think he wanted me to treat him like an ordinary kid, like I always did? Just treat him like my cousin and just fucking play the game with him. And she went, well, I guess. I'm like, come on, Mom. We're going to do that to get the Void out of our deck, actually. I think that was a smart-ish play. It was just so fucking funny. I think this actually just board wipes. Oh, shit, it doesn't. That sucks. It sucks a lot. I mean, we still got it, but we had to get that hit in. Yeah. I'm just not someone to just throw something, right? If I'm with someone who is sick and who's in such a terrible sort of position, I'm like, this person wants me to treat them like an ordinary person. They have to, right? They're so used to being the sick kid, right? They have to just be tired of... No, we shouldn't do that. Tired of being the sick kid. They have to just want somebody on occasion who's just going to treat them like they always did before they became so sick. And I mean, I don't know if Sam appreciated that or not. But in my head, I mean, it just made sense. This boy's getting so much power off of us. It's actually infuriating. Oh, we're going to take so much damage here. We're so going to die. Alright, well... Oh, fuck. I'm just not going to play that. Just not going to be able to play that. Because when you kill this boy, he heals up back to 300. Fuck, I hate this fight. I hate any fight where the boss's mechanic is to just... Oh, I'm just going to heal all the damage you did to me. But no, my mother was quite put out with me. And she just didn't quite understand where I was coming from. which is fair. I wouldn't expect her to get it. Alright, I mean, I guess we do this. And pass. Look at that bullshit. We need the card that's going to give me the most block. 5. Five it is. We're barely alive. We're so dead. Yeah, we're just dead. He hits way too hard. We got close though. Alright, everybody, I want to thank you for coming by. I'll be back next time. And, Sam, this one's for you, buddy.